Hi, this is Aaron Parks, and you're watching First Look.
About 16 years ago, Aaron Parks released his highly influential Blue Note debut album, Invisible Cinema. And now, after a long spell, we're absolutely thrilled that he's back on the label with a beautiful album that features his quartet, Little Big. It's aptly titled, his Little Big Three, was recorded last winter at Dreamland Studios near Woodstock, New York. Aaron, great to see you, man, and thanks for being here to discuss this brilliant new record.
Oh, thank you so much, Don. It's great to see you, man.
You too. Yeah, before we went into the studio, we talked about how you wanted to let this band naturally become what it's meant to be, rather than predetermining what it is and forcing it into a corner. Let's talk about how you came to feel this way and how this acceptance, I guess you'd call it, is manifested in the new record.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that for me I came to realize is that I wanted the first couple of records of this band, there was an idea that I was after, that something that I was hearing that I wasn't sure how to get there, and it was a little bit of a construction project, putting the band together to figure out who's the personnel, how can we get closer to this ideal that I have in my head. Um, and then over time, we got closer to that, but then the band started just telling me what it wanted to do, a bit more than me trying to shape it. It was just alive. So it wasn't construction anymore. It was much more gardening, you might say. And so what was really important for this record for me was what we did, sort of making a little container right around the recording. So we recorded, well, before we hit the studio, we made a little bubble for ourselves at Shapeshifter Lab in Brooklyn, where we spent 3 days, like long days, uh, workshopping the new music, rehearsing it, getting into the nitty gritty of the details, trying things out. Then 3 nights of shows in order to sort of like get the jitters out and start to feel what these songs actually feel like in front of people and how they respond to reality. Then we recorded up in Dreamland recording studios near Woodstock in Hurley, New York. And the whole band and you, which we were very grateful to have your presence and the vibes, man. And we, we we got into the studio and we just hunkered down there and we made a world and we sort of let the album come into being. Like, we just lived and breathed this record for a few days. So much of this music is about world building, you know, creating worlds to inhabit with these songs. And so giving ourselves the chance to actually create a little world for ourselves felt essential.
Well, it worked out really well, man. The the first song that's released as a single is called Delusions. And I went back and I checked my notes from the sessions this morning, and it was the first song we attempted, did a few
Hmm.
takes, we moved on, we tried it again after lunch, we went back to it on day two after dinner, and then we tried it again on the morning of the third day. And
That's right.
it was the most elusive track to pin down, I think. And I've actually forgotten which take we ended up using, but let's talk about what went into getting this song just right.
I'm thinking about what that process was like, because the where we ended up finally with it was, I think, like somewhere like take two or take three
From the first day.
of the very first day.
Right, right.
So we went on this whole journey of chasing something, which is fitting enough with what the song represents, sort of the quixotic, sort of tilting at something that setting your eyes on, like, no, got to find this perfect thing, and then sort of missing what's right in front of you.
Mhm.
Um, there was I was I, at some point I was looking for this perfect tempo for the song, where it would feel neither too agitated nor too sleepy. I wanted it to have the feeling of kind of a hypnotic, lulling, cruising energy, but there needed to be a sense that all is not well at the same time. So it can't feel too comfortable.
First idea, best idea.
Oftentimes, yeah.
All right, let's play a little bit of it.
Cool.
That's Aaron Parks and his group Little Big, a track called Delusions from the new record, A Little Big 3. And let's talk about the band Little Big. It's made up of 4 very, very disparate characters from all over the globe. And yet the love between you guys, it seems so natural and comfortable. Let's talk about the chemistry of the band.
Yeah, absolutely. These are special cats, and I feel very lucky to have found this feeling of brotherhood with them. And Greg, we got to start with Greg because he's been in the band from its inception. Greg Toohey, guitar player from New Zealand, and just a singular character. Really, there's very few folks who there's nobody who sounds like Greg. Like, there's a real sense of letting the ear and the imagination lead the way rather than the fingers. And when he plays a melody, I feel like I'm being sung to or spoken to. There's something about it which it feels like it rises beyond the page. David Ginyard Jr., DJ has been in the band since we started making records, for sure. And it's one of the, you're a bass player. DJ is one of those bass players, you're trying to explain what makes him so great. And it's like, do you hear how this feels? He understands what the bass does, what it can do, but it's always in just the right moment. And it's subtle stuff like knowing when to switch octaves, knowing how, like, the emotional value of register, pocket, all of the tone. And then lastly, the newest member of the band is Jungkook Kim, JK Kim. JK is a bit younger than us, and he seems to be in everybody's band right now. He's everywhere, and just a incredible, very bubbling with creativity and with positive, joyous energy. It's like to meet JK is to love him.
Yeah. Well, look, man, it's an incredible band. It's a really cool album you made, and it was an honor to bear witness to its creation. We're all thrilled to have you back on the label, man. And thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Don. It's a real pleasure it was such a pleasure to work with you again, man. Yeah, thank you.
All right. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on First Look. If you enjoyed First Look and would like to see more, please hit the subscribe button and also click the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when we post our next video.